Hey, what's up you guys? Today we're going to be doing what I call the Crazy Eights workout. Don't be scared. All it really means is we're going to be doing 8 exercises, all very functional movements that you do in your everyday life. 8 exercises, 8 reps, but only 3 sets. Here's what you're going to need for today. I'm going to recommend that you have a variety of dumbbells. We're going to go with kind of medium to heavy today, and I want you to have a few that you can switch out back and forth. That's pretty much it, but we're going on the heavier side today. I can't wait to do this one with you. It's going to be a ton of fun, lots of sweat, I promise, but stick with me. I promise you will get an amazing workout and feel awesome when you're done. Okay, let's get this warm up going so we can get our workout started today. We're going to start with a little skip, like you are jumping rope in place. Now, if you are quite tight and it's early in the morning, you may want to go with more of a march, like a low impact skip here. Otherwise, this is just fine. And this is kind of where I'm going to be right now. Make sure you are actually turning the rope, because you can't miss when you're skipping in your living room or your basement, right? Which is kind of nice. Just a few more seconds here, and then we're going to move into a little bit of work on the hips. So let's go into, I call this external rotation. You want to bring your knee up and out. So if you could imagine like a little mini fence here, and you're bringing your leg up, over, and then outside of it. It might feel kind of awkward and weird. Try your best not to wiggle and wobble too much. If it's really challenging, may I suggest we work on some clamshells. You can find that on the YouTube channel as well, because that's a great one for getting your hips to be a little more stable and get used to this motion. One more, I know it feels weird. Okay, let's change it up here. Let's go into a big step back, a reverse lunge. And then if you're able to, I want you to take this hand down to the ground and then turn your body towards the other side and then step together. On the other side, I'm gonna show you a modifier. So if you're not able to get right to the ground right now, just kind of go here with your forearm and just turn from there and come back, and just keep alternating those movements. Again, there's the floor version, and here's the version where I'm just kind of coming up to maybe just above my knee. So this is really great to warm up the hips. We often forget about those hips, but they do so much for us. We need to make sure they're loose. They're kind of everything, especially in today's workout. Okay, and we're gonna do one more each side. Last one. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna warm up the hamstrings a little bit. We're gonna go into an inchworm. So I'm just gonna move over so you can see this. Here's what's gonna happen. I am going to hinge forward from the hips. If this starts to feel like too much of a stretch, bend your knees until you can touch the floor, and then you're gonna walk yourself all the way out. Then I want you to take your feet, bend the knees if you need to, walk the feet up as close as you can, and if you're in a small space, like most of us are, turn around and do it to the other side. Otherwise, if you've got a bit more space, you can actually maybe move across the floor, right? Otherwise, just kind of here in place. If you've got a kid around you, obviously, be careful. I'm constantly dodging children moving around. Let's do this again. Walk it out. So you'll really start to feel that stretch through the backs of the thighs. I'm gonna do 2 more because mine are tight today. Hinge, walk it out, walk those feet up, 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 up. And I think I said I was doing 1 more. If not, I'm gonna do 1 more anyway. Okay, bend the knees if you need to, you guys. Okay, whoo. And then come up to standing. Okay, now we're gonna do some arm circles here. So I want you to alternate your arms back. If your shoulders are super tight, or maybe you're working through an injury, bend your elbows like this, just so you're getting some movement at that shoulder joint. Okay. And then let's start to bring those arms forward. So you can either do that straight arm version, like I'm doing here, or bend the elbows. Good. Nice. And then we're gonna go back to external rotation again. So knee is gonna come up and out, up, out. Find your balance. Even the fit coach wobbles, because the fit coach and you, we have something in common here. Human. We make mistakes, we fall. It's part of the fun. Okay, so just work through it and do 1 more each side. And then we're gonna go with that reverse lunge, and I call it a core rotation. So we're here, this is hand either to the floor, or I'll show you again, bringing that hand just above your knee perhaps, and rotating a little bit. You'll start to notice by now, I always say it's kind of like we're just literally getting some heat in the body. And so right about now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm starting to feel that heat. It's good. It's a good heat. Not dying yet. Hopefully you're not either, but heat, right? Okay, cool. So let's just run through our inchworms, a couple more of those, and then we'll do our arm circles and we'll be ready to go on today's workout. So walking forward, bend the knees as much as you need to, especially if you are really quite tight through those hamstrings. I'm gonna stand up in between and I'm gonna do another one because I've got a bit of space here. If you don't, again, just turn yourself around. Let's do 2 more. Good warm up today. We're doing a little bit of a longer one. Not much, it's like an extra minute. Don't let that scare you for today's workout, but we wanna make sure we're well warmed up. Okay, arm circles, we're gonna start alternating those arms backwards. Modification, go with that bent elbow. Just a small thing on this, if you want to kind of work on core stability, just watch that you are not constantly throwing those hips. Keep the hips stable. Okay, and take it forward. Alternate those arms. Good. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I feel like we are sufficiently warm, ready to work out. All right, you guys, as promised, the Crazy 8s workout. Here's how it's going down. We've got 8 exercises, 8 reps of each, 3 sets. Today's workout is what we call a dumbbell complex. So in an ideal world, we're using the same set of dumbbells for the entire set. However, I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. I want you to change them up as you need, okay? And I'll let you know kind of what I'm working with weights, and I'll be changing them up as I go. So let's get this show on the road here. We're gonna start off with a clean and press. I'm gonna go with a 15 on this one. If you're newer to it, I want you to start a bit later. We are gonna be going over our head on this one into a shoulder press, but you're able to usually go a bit heavier because you're gonna use your hips on this. So what I'm gonna do, dumbbells are at my side. I'm gonna bring my hips back just a little bit and I'm gonna swing them up to my shoulders, okay? And then I'm gonna bend my knees a little bit, press it up. That's 1 rep, lower it down, okay? Hips back, catch, press, lower, lower. Catch, press, lower, and yes, I am counting these reps. This is 4, I believe. Maybe I'm not counting. Okay, so there is a bit of momentum on these, and that is okay. 6, because that's how we lift things in everyday life. We're not always perfect in this perfect posture, especially when we're lifting a kid up. 1 more time, and you can add that little jump at the end here so you can bend your knees, pop it up, okay? That's 8 reps. All right. So now we're gonna move into 8 lunges. I'm gonna do forward lunges today. I'll show you those. If that bothers your knees, you're gonna go into reverse lunges. So it's gonna look like this. Big step forward, push off that front heel. We're gonna do 8 that way. If that hurts your knees, step back with the other leg. In this case, you'll be pushing off the right. So that's your reverse lunge. Pick one of the 2, and here we go. So I'm gonna go forward. I'm lowering my back knee. So in this case, I'm stepping forward with my right leg, and I'm pushing back off that right heel. That's 4. I love the 8s. They go fast. That's 5 and 6, 7, 1 more, and 8. Good. Try the other side. You might start to notice, I always notice this too right away, heart rate is coming up right away. You might feel a little breathless. I might sound a little breathless. Got some breath, but yeah, I'm working. 1 more. There we go. Okay, so there's your 8. So now we're gonna move into a stiff-legged deadlift. So we're gonna stand feet shoulder width apart. Dumbbells are here in front, shoulders back and down. So very slight bend in the knee, very slight, okay? And then from here, I'm gonna hinge forward from the hips until I feel that stretch through the backs of my thighs. Once I feel that, I'm gonna stand up, okay? We're gonna do 8 of those from here. If you have trouble with this one and you feel it more through your lower back, I want you to go back to my YouTube channel, and I have a stiff-legged deadlift tutorial on there. Check it out. Make sure you're doing it properly so that you feel this in your hamstrings, your butt, a little bit through the low back, but it shouldn't hurt the low back. It is a strengthening exercise there. 1 more. Okay, so this is where I get a little tricky. Okay, so I'm gonna combine the deadlift with an upright row. So we know the deadlift, so I'm gonna turn here so you can see me hinge forward from the hips, but as I come up, pretend that these dumbbells are touching each other and you're doing up your zipper, okay? Come down, and up. So that's an upright row. You may need to change the weights here. I'm gonna try to stick with mine. We'll see how it goes. So let's get started. This is rep 1, okay? Inhale, and then start the exhale as you come up. So again, this might not seem like a movement that you do in your everyday life, and it's never gonna look exactly like this, but guaranteed you bend over to pick things up and you pull things, grocery bags out of your car, you pull. All these movements happen if we were to break down your everyday motions. One more. Good, okay. So then we're gonna go into a bent over row for the next one. So I'm gonna go just a bit heavier on this one for me, because I know that I can. I may regret it, but it's only 8 reps. So I'm going up to a 20 on this one. Again, if you're just starting out, go a bit lighter, but we wanna feel this more through your back. Feet are shoulder width apart, slight bend in the knee, hinge forward from the hips, and then drive those elbows up to the sky. 8 reps. This is 2, 3, 4. Squeeze the upper back. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, cool. Yeah, that one was hard, I'm not gonna lie. But that's where we wanna be, right? We wanna challenge our body and maybe go a little bit heavier sometimes than we think we can. All right, next one is lateral squat. So either of these dumbbells are going to go here, here. This one's a little harder, okay? So I like this one. I'm gonna do 8 squats to the right, 8 squats to the left. It's gonna look like this, just join in. Step out to the side, lower into your squat. Push off is 1 and 2. So we wanna make sure that we're combining lateral movement where you're stepping to the side, because we don't always go just forward, right? We go to the side and hang tight. We're gonna get diagonal soon, okay? I know you're excited. You're like, wow, when are we gonna get to do that diagonal, Kim? Hang tight, it's coming. Other side. Just baiting you. Okay, so now I'm pushing off the left leg here, I believe. I always get confused because I'm opposite of the camera. So yeah, this leg, how about that? 7 and 8. Okay, here's where it gets tricky. We're gonna do a bicep curl into a shoulder press. I've got my later ones if I need it. So I'm gonna try to do these as much as I can. Here's how it's going down. Dumbbells are here, bicep curl, press up, in and down, okay? So let's do 8 from here. We'll start from this spot. This is number 1. So we curl our biceps, we press over our head, elbows come in, lower down. Breathing out, kind of the whole time you're doing the curl and the press. Okay, that's 3. And again, and you'll notice, you might be like, hey Kim, when's the break coming? Really soon. And I know I may not have mentioned this yet, but I'm gonna tell you now. Anytime you're needing a break, take it. Jump in when you're ready. You're all at different levels, and that's okay. Work where you are at, challenge yourself a bit. Here's your last one. Good, okay. You definitely wanna challenge yourself, but you know, if you're completely like keeled over right now and you need a drink of water, pause. Don't be an idiot. You can be smart, take a break, come back when you're ready. I don't want you to get hurt. All right, now we're doing 45-degree angle lunges. So if we can imagine a clock, here's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, blah, 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 okay? So technically we're stepping to, why can't I do math, 12, 11, 10-ish, somewhere in there, and 1 o'clock on that side of the clock, okay? So I'm gonna do my right side first. I step out like this, do you see that? And I push back. So it's just on like a 45-degree angle. Or if you wanna think of a clock, imagine that it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock on one side, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on the other side. That's just far too complicated for me to figure out what the mirror image is, so go with that. One more. Good, okay, switch it up. So again, this might feel super awkward. I will be the first to tell you this feels awkward for me, guys. It really does. It feels super awkward because this isn't a motion that I practice a lot, but we do it. I do it every time I drop something. I dropped a penny, not a penny, dime, maybe a quarter, something worth saving. One more. Okay, and done, beautiful. Okay, so set those down, you guys. So that is circuit 1. So we're gonna run through that 2 more times. If you're just starting out or if you're shorter on time, stay with me for at least 1 more set, okay? And then I promise you by the time you're done that, you're gonna feel amazing and your day is gonna go so much better. So grab some water and we'll come right back for set 2. All right, you guys, so we're going in for circuit number 2. Exercises stay the same. By now, you'll probably know if you can go up or if you need to go down in weight. So have those weights ready. We're gonna go back to that clean and press. So I'm gonna go back to my 15s here. Remember, you can usually go a bit heavier on these than you can with like a regular shoulder press because we are kind of using momentum. We hinge from our hips and we swing them through. A little bit different than we're used to. All right, here we go. So we're gonna catch them on the shoulders, bend the knees a little bit, pop it up, and lower it down. 3. Okay, so I know if you're a traditional strength trainer, we're used to sort of a very stable position. We're not doing any of these types of swinging movements, and this might feel super weird, but just stick with me because, again, that's how we move in life. That's 8. All right, so we're gonna do 8 forward lunges, or you can do 8 reverse lunges on each leg. So I'm gonna start with my right leg here, big step forward. I'm bending my left knee, and I'm pushing off of my right heel. Now, technically, we could think about that as pushing off of your, more of like the ball of your foot. But the bottom line is I want you to think of pushing off the front leg. So push, big push back, big push back. One more. Okay, and so on that movement, we're hopefully getting the backs of the thighs a little bit more and your glutes. So let's try the other leg. And again, I mean, if you're doing the reverse lunges, you're still gonna work the same muscle groups you might feel on the reverse lunges, that you work glutes a bit more. That's just what I notice in my body, and it tends to target that a bit better, but it's also a bit easier on knees. One more. Good. Okay, number 2. So now we move into that stiff-legged deadlift. So we're gonna be focusing on working on hamstrings and glutes. Very slight bend in the knee. If it bothers your back, you can try a bit more of a bend in the knee, but you want to keep it the same throughout the movement. Okay, here we go. So we hinge forward from the hips, feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Once you feel it, we're standing up. And just to kind of give you a refresher, hamstrings are the backs of the thighs. Always good to just tell people, because sometimes I say it and they're like, the what? Right? So if you know it, I'm sorry if I offended you. If not, just a good reminder, glutes are your butt. You want to feel hamstrings and butt. 2 more. Last one. Okay, so now we're gonna adding that upright row. Here we go, same thing with the legs. Dumbbells are almost touching each other. As you come up, drive those elbows up to the sky. Keep the dumbbells close to your body. So if you can see as I come up, they're right tight. Try not to whack your chest. Good. This is 6, and we're only going till we feel the stretch in the hamstrings. 7. And 8. Cool. All right, so now we go to bent over row. I'm gonna go back to my 20s again. Give them a shot again, because I know that I can do it. So before we hinge forward, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, brace your tummy. And exhale, brace the abs. And now, here we go. So we wanna brace the abs so that we support the low back. This is 4. I know my weights are clicking a bit. That's what happens when I go heavier. One more. Good. Just so you guys know, I'm legit working here today. Just feel like I want you to know that. I'm legit working. Like, not just phoning it in. I'm working out with you. Felt like I needed to tell you that. All right, we're going lateral squats now. So we're gonna hold dumbbells at your sides, shoulders. This is a little more challenging for the core. Give it a shot if you'd like to try it. I'm gonna maybe try that one this time around. If it's too much, you'll see me go to my shoulders, okay? So you're gonna go here, got them together, don't hit my microphone, squat to the right, push off. So by holding them in front, I'll tell you right away, I feel my abdominals actually big time. Okay, whereas if I go to shoulders, let's feel it a little bit differently. That's 8. If your biceps are tired though, having them out in front when you've got 30 pounds out in front of you, that's no joke. Just saying. Am I getting a little too whiny here? Legit working, people. One more. Okay, good. All right. Now we're gonna go to, we did our lateral squats. Okay, so now we got curl and press. I always need to set them down at some point because my grip gets tired. If yours does, do the same thing. Your grip strength will get better over time as you lift, but again, human, right? We all need a break sometimes. So curl and press, feet are shoulder width apart. Let's do a bicep curl. Bring that dumbbell from down here to your shoulder. Now, punch it up to the sky, elbows in, and lower is 1 rep. Let's go again. That's 2. Now I'm doing a hammer press, which means I turn my palms so they face each other. If you want to get crazy, you can turn them differently. Kind of every rep or every other rep, like I just did. I'll go back to hammer. I'm gonna do 2 more. I might turn my palms forward just to get super wild and crazy, because that's how we roll. And done. Okay, cool. So that's 8. Guys, we got 1 more. So we're gonna do that 45-degree lunge. I used the clock analogy last time. I hope you can figure that out. I guess technically, are we 10 and 2? Is it 10 and 2? Somebody email me if it's 10 and 2 when you see this. Okay, we're gonna go 45 degrees. I'm going over here. Here, and again, like the forward lunges we did earlier, the push is off the front leg, okay? Now, to be honest with you, sometimes the hip situation, where am I supposed to point my hips, can be a little funky. For today, I'm gonna tell you to still try to keep your hips roughly squared up in front of you. Last one. Okay, so what that means is when you go here, rather than turning your hips to face it, let's keep both your hips facing me. Now step out to 45, lower that back knee, push off. It doesn't mean that they can't turn. That counts, by the way. This is 2. Doesn't mean that they can't turn a bit, but for today, for the purpose of today, keep them squared up. We'll change it on different workouts. Keeping it fun. 1 more. Oh my goodness. Guys, circuit 2 is done. Beautiful. Okay, set those dumbbells down. Don't slam on the floor if you live in an apartment or anything like that. No one lives below me. I'm in a house. I'm good to go. I want you to grab a quick drink of water. Okay, pause this for a second if you need a little bit longer break, and then we're gonna get ready for your 3rd and final set. Guys, it's time for our last set. Circuit number 3. Are you with me? Even if you're not, just fake it till you make it with me for 1 more circuit. Here we go. Clean and press. Grab those dumbbells. By now, we kind of know what we're working with. If you can go heavier, now's the time to do it. Okay, feet are shoulder width apart. We're gonna bring our hips back just a little bit and then catch them on those shoulders. Press it up, that's 1. Don't be afraid to, on the press, if your weight's quite heavy, bend the knees to press it up and even add a little bit of a hop. Good. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, forward lunges. We got 8 on each side. Again, I'm gonna go with that right leg. Big step forward, lower that back knee, big push off. We're going to breathe out on that step back, okay? Very crucial. We wanna make sure that we're giving that body the oxygen that it needs in order to do the work. And this will come over time. You'll get used to it, I promise. Good, switch sides. I feel like on the last set, it's always like, sometimes we get a second wind. If you're not feeling it, I'm promising you that it's gonna come. But it's always kind of exciting. You're like, oh my gosh, there's a sense of accomplishment in doing those first 2 sets. 1 more. And by the 3rd set, we're like, all right, let's go. Let's get this sucker done, right? Okay, so we've done our lunges. We're gonna go into that stiff-legged deadlift. Let's go feet shoulder width apart. Shoulders back and down. Very tiny bend in the knees. You can add more if you need it. Hips go back as far as you can. Feel that little pull through the backs of the thighs. Stand up. So remember to sort of keep those dumbbells fairly close to your body on this movement. I think sometimes we think we need to do something with the arms. They actually just kind of hang here. They're just providing resistance and carrying the dumbbells for us. 2 more. 1 more time. And that's 8. Okay. All right, so we're going into now that deadlift with the upright row. Okay, let's try this out. Hinging forward from the hips. Dumbbells are fairly close together. As you come up, elbows come up to the sky. You want to keep the dumbbells close to your body. The other thing you want you to watch for, I'm going to show you without my dumbbells, keep going, is that when you come up, that your wrists are not doing this. Keep going. I have no idea what number you're on. Okay, but as you come up, watch that they're not turning here. We want that elbow in line with the wrist. Good. 7, 8, I don't know. Did you finish it? Honor system? Cool? Okay, cool. Let's move on. So let's go into that bent over row. Grab a little heavier if you can. Okay, feet are shoulder width apart again. Shoulders come back and down before we hinge forward from the hips. Notice we just keep hinging forward from the hips. All these movements are similar. Deep breath in. Exhale. Brace your core. Sort of tighten the abdominals and drive those elbows up. So we're really working on that upper back here. This is how we work on our posture. So many of us, we round our shoulders, and the more we can strengthen our back, the better. One more. Good, and then stand up nice and tall. Cool. All right, I'm gonna switch these up, guys. So we're gonna go lateral squats. This is number six. So for the lateral squats, here, I'm gonna go in front again. I kind of liked that one. It challenged me a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna go with my dumbbells here. If that's too heavy, by the way, you can always drop one. Okay, so I'm gonna go out to the side, push off that right leg, step in. Big push off the outside leg. In this case, the outside leg is my right leg. Good. 5, and breathe out. 7, do one more. Go right to the other side, guys. It's the last set. I say we hustle. 2, oh my gosh, I feel my abs bracing me. It's good, it's good. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, this is the time where I always need to set them down for a second because my arms are like, whoa, Kim, that was a lot. Yeah, it was. Curl and press, guys. 2 exercises, curl and press. And then we got our 45-degree lunges, and then we're done. All right, palms are facing up to the sky. Feet are shoulder width apart. Here we go. Curl it, press to the sky. And again, if you want to do the hammer press, which is what I've got right now, where palms face each other, cool. Or you can rotate those palms forward. You might find that feels a bit harder. I'll let you play with it. If one of them feels not so great on your shoulder and the other one feels pretty good, I think you know what to do. One more. Okay, remember, lower it down. Guys, this is your last exercise of the workout. Are you ready to bring it for me? Lateral 45-degree lunges. I'm gonna step out. 45, here we go. Nice. It doesn't have to be like dead on perfect. We don't have to like get out the protractor or anything like that. Not gonna measure it, but you get the idea. We're kind of just going out to the side and diagonal. Okay, one more. I'm just going right for it, right for it. Give me 8 reps, you guys, because at this point, you are so close to being done your workout. And you should be ridiculously proud that you've made it this far today, because this is a strength workout. There's a whole lot of cardio in it too. Functional movements, 2 more. Last one. And hallelujah, we are done. That was awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for sweating with me today. I hope you enjoyed that workout. 8 moves, 8 reps, but only 3 sets. Hallelujah, because 8 sets would have been a lot, right? If you guys have any questions, shoot me an email. So great to work with you today, and have yourself an awesome day.